So Sports Illustrated, years ago, I canceled. I used to be, like, for years and years and years, I was a Sports Illustrated devotee. I think that I got my Sports Illustrated subscription when I was like 13, 14 years old, and I had it for probably 20 years. It was like my kind of Saturday afternoon enjoyment was reading the sports articles in Sports Illustrated, obviously. And I'm one of the 5 people in America who actually called up Sports Illustrated and said, don't send me the swimsuit edition. I would instead prefer to receive like a regular extra magazine. You can do that with Sports Illustrated. Okay, but the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition was obviously tailored at dudes, right? I mean, it was obviously beautiful women in body paint, and it was pretending to be sports, right? That's what it was. I had ideological objections to it because, again, I'm not big into the objectification of women. I'm actually not a huge fan of women in bathing suits pandering for the male gaze. I'm actually not a huge fan of that because, again, I'm a religious conservative. So, but with that said, you know what I'm really not in favor of? What I'm really not in favor of is the new woke standard, which is not we should stop objectifying women because women should not make objects of themselves. Right? We shouldn't actually use women as sex objects. We should treat them as full, indispensable parts of the human race, including all of their magical qualities. Instead, Sports Illustrated has decided that they're going to keep putting people in bathing suits. But the people in bathing suits they'll put are old women and dudes masquerading as women. So Sports Illustrated, I believe last year, actually put just a gay dude in body paint in Sports Illustrated, which is like, I don't even know who your constituency is. Like, where was the hue and cry among the Sports Illustrated audience for just a gay dude in body paint? But now, this year, they've decided to go further. They have Martha Stewart in the swimsuit edition of Sports. Like, this is a parody of itself. I don't even know what to say about this. First of all, I mean, why are you? No, just stop that. No, that's not good, Martha. Just stop. I mean, full credit to Sports Illustrated for putting an ex-felon on their cover, I suppose. But what? But why? Like, no, just no. And that's the second worst person on the cover of Sports Illustrated. They have 4 alternative covers. One of the other covers is Kim Petras, who is a boy. Kim Petras is a transgender male, transgender female, who transitioned and had a bunch of surgeries at the age of 16 and now performs idiotic songs with Sam Smith, who is in a sexless amoeba devil, apparently. So it's 2 of their 4 are an old lady and a dude who cut off his schlong and got a boob job. That's the slow clap to Sports. And then the other 2 are, of course, Megan Fox, a very attractive woman, and Brooks Nader, who's like an attractive model. You know, like an actual female. So Sports Illustrated, shooting for diversity while pandering to the male sexual gaze. It's like the worst of all possible worlds. All possible moral worlds have been destroyed here. Well done. I feel like you might want to cancel your Sports Illustrated subscription. It's basically been a left-wing it's been basically The Nation with a little bit of sports for years on end. I mean, they run like full-scale articles about the evils of global warming in the middle of Sports Illustrated. They've been doing this for years, but it's time, guys. Cancel your subscriptions. Enough is enough. When you're running a business, your employees can create all kinds of interesting situations, as the heads of the FBI are learning at this moment. This is why you need to talk to Bambi. Bambi gives you access to your own dedicated HR manager starting at just $99 a month. This person is available to you by phone, email, and real-time chat. They'll help you run employee onboardings, terminations, and performance reviews. With Bambi's HR Autopilot feature, you can automate important HR practices like setting policies, employee training, and feedback procedures. All of Bambi's HR managers are based right here in the United States and can support the nuances across all 50 states. HR managers can easily cost $80,000 per year. Bambi starts at just $99 per month. Schedule your free conversation today. See how much Bambi can take off of your plate. Again, when you start a company, you rarely think about HR. You just think about, like, how do you get the product to the consumer? But HR is the thing that can come back and bite you in the butt and take millions of dollars off your bottom line and just destroy your company. Got to make sure you're covered HR-wise. That's what Bambi does for you. Go to Bambi.com right now. Type Ben Shapiro under podcast when you sign up. Helps them know that you came from us. Helps us because they know that you came from us. It's spelled BAMBEE.com, Bambi.com. Type in Ben Shapiro to get started. Now, the simple fact of the matter is the only thing that is keeping me functional right now is my Bull and Branch sheets and blankets. That is like literally it. So last night, 4:30 in the morning, my 3-year-old comes traipsing in because I don't know why she was awake. Whatever, she's 3. And she came in and she said, I want you to come sleep in my room. And I was not willing to fight her. And so I went into her room. I brought the Bull and Branch blankets in the room. And right there on the floor went to sleep. That's only thanks to the Bull and Branch. The floor's not comfortable. I'm just telling you. The Bull and Branch blankets, those are comfortable. Now, I won't say that it was like the best night's sleep I ever had because, again, my daughter was basically jumping on me the whole night. But If there was anything that made it palatable, it was the comfort and joy of the Boll and Branch blankets and sheets. Boll and Branch sheets are made from the finest 100% organic cotton threads on the planet. They feel buttery to the touch. They're super breathable. They're perfect for both cooler and warmer months. Their signature hem sheets were made with threads so luxurious that 4 U.S. presidents have slept in them. Boll and Branch sheets actually soften with every wash cycle. They're made without pesticides, formaldehyde, or other harsh chemicals. Best of all, Boll and Branch gives you a 30-night risk-free trial, free shipping, returns on all orders. You're not going to want to return them. Get a better night's sleep with Boll and Branch. Get 15% off your order when you use promo code Shapiro today at bollandbranch.com. That's Boll and Branch, BOLLAND branch.com. Promo code Shapiro. Exclusions apply. See site for details. You look around, you say, why don't people trust our elections? Why don't people trust our law enforcement agencies? Why is there so much institutional distrust? Because how could you trust this? This is insane. This is totally crazy. According to the Durham report, the office was unable to determine precisely when the FBI first obtained any of the details of the Clinton plan intelligence. It appears, however, this occurred no later than August 22nd, 2016. Well, hold up. I mean, on August 3rd, we already know that the CIA director was meeting with the president, VP, and FBI director to discuss Russian election interference efforts, and this included the Clinton plan. So it wasn't August 22nd. It was way earlier. It was like August 3rd. And nobody at any point actually stepped in and said, guys, this seems really sketchy. Like, should we be using the FBI to investigate Donald Trump on the basis of nothing? On the basis of nothing? There are other details in the report as well. As Luke Rosiak points out over at the Daily Wire, days after opening a full FBI investigation into the connections between Trump and Russia, the lead FBI investigator, Peter Strzok, again, he's the one who hated Donald Trump, was texting with his lover, Lisa Page, about how much they hated Trump, told his subordinate, he said, quote, "There's nothing to this, but we have to run it to the ground." Strzok opened the investigation, skipping the preliminary steps based on nothing but that brief and vague account by an Australian diplomat of a conversation in a London bar. And apparently there was nothing to it. Nothing, and Strzok knew there was nothing to it. I mean, this is wild. The simple fact that everyone knew, the FBI's assistant legal attaché in London told the special counsel British intelligence agencies did not assess the information about the Russians and Trump attributed to Papadopoulos to be particularly valuable. In fact, that assistant legal attaché in London, which the acronym is ALAT, apparently told the FBI's inspection division investigators the British couldn't even believe that the Papadopoulos bar conversation was all there was. The FBI specialists on Russia had also heard nothing about ties between Trump and Russia. FBI officials in London assumed there was much more evidence because of Strzok's urgency, but it became quickly clear there was not. But still, they said they had to grease the skids because of pressure from top leadership. So leadership was like, we got to push this thing, man. We got to push it. Because they had to stop it. It's absolute madness. Absolute madness. So basically, the Clinton campaign used the FBI in accordance with the Obama administration in order to go after Donald Trump. And this didn't just last through the campaign. It lasted all the way into Donald Trump's presidency. It led to the Mueller report, which ended up being a big nothing burger filled with nothing burgers. Even Jake, okay, so the media, so here's the FBI's response. Wonder why we don't trust the FBI, guys? Here's the reason. I mean, there are systemic problems at the FBI. They put out a statement, quote, "The conduct in 2016 and 2017 that Special Counsel Durham examined was the reason that current FBI leadership already implemented dozens of corrective actions, which have now been in place for some time. Had those reforms been in place in 2016, the missteps identified in the report could have been prevented. This report reinforces the importance of ensuring the FBI continues to do its work with the rigor, objectivity, and professionalism the American people deserve and rightly expect." Oh, well, I mean, problem solved. Problem solved, guys. And they fixed it already. Well, isn't that good news? That's amazing. Well, count me a little suspicious because the upper echelon of the FBI at this time was Andy McCabe, ended up being fired. Peter Strzok ended up being fired. James Comey ended up being fired. Like the entire leadership class of the FBI was involved in this particular thing because it was so politically sensitive. And we're supposed to believe that it's all been fixed now? These are not missteps. It is not a misstep when you ignore all relevant regulations that are designed to prevent the opening of false investigations in order to go after Donald Trump at the behest of the Clinton, and you knew it was the Clinton campaign. It wasn't even like they were clever about it. They were using intel funneled through Fusion GPS to their own lawyers and then funneled to the FBI. And again, there was a report involving the director of the FBI. He was on the line when John Brennan reported that the Clinton campaign plan was to wrap all this up in a ball and present it. And at no point was somebody like, well, you know what? Maybe we should check that out. Maybe we should check out whether this whole thing is like a Clinton plant. Because 2 phone calls would have found out that it was. All they had to do was call 4 people. All they had to do was figure out who had Was it Igor Danchenko? Was it Christopher Steele? Like, all of this was like a couple phone calls away, and they didn't do any of it. Instead, like, got to dig down. FISA warrant on Carter Page. FISA warrant on George Papadopoulos. Go after them all. And well, that, you know, that says to me? It says to me that this is a weaponized law enforcement mechanism against a particular political candidate. That's what this was. Absolutely astonishing stuff. And the media, of course, some in the media are attempting to downplay it. Jake Tapper, to his credit, he says that this report is devastating to the FBI. Well, I mean, Jake was lied to by people like Peter Schiff for years. So I'd love to see Jake apply his standards of who gets to come on his show to people like Schiff, like Adam Schiff, the lying, ridiculous congressperson from California. Here's Jake Tapper last night.
Regardless, the report is now here. It has dropped, and it might not have produced everything of what some Republicans hoped for. It is, regardless, devastating to the FBI. And to a degree, it does exonerate Donald Trump.
Not to a degree. Like, it exonerates him. I mean, I don't know what there is that doesn't exonerate Donald Trump. Like, which part is he not exonerated on? That the FBI was not going out? I mean, the FBI was going after him. That the Clinton campaign was not working. They were working with the FBI. That the Obama administration knew about. They did know about it. Like, which part doesn't exonerate Trump there? It all exonerates Trump. And again, we were lied to for years. For years, we were lied to by people who were associated with the FBI, by people who were by Democrats in Congress who knew Adam Schiff was a liar. But I mean, like, here's Adam Schiff in 2017 telling Jake Tapper that the evidence of Russian collusion is damning. They played this string all the way out for years on end in order to smear Trump, in order to hamstring his presidency. It's disgusting. I mean, vile and disgusting. Here's Adam Schiff.
The Russians offered help. The campaign accepted help. The Russians gave help, and the president made full use of that help. And that is pretty damning, whether it is proof beyond a reasonable doubt of conspiracy or not.
He's a liar. He's a liar, and he knew he was a liar. He'd seen all this stuff, too. They were all lying. Alrighty, guys, the rest of the show continues right now. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be speaking with Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri. He has a brand new book out about manhood. If you're not a member, become a member. Use code Shapiro. Check out for 2 months free on all annual plans. Click that link in the description and join us.